Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album. Which album? This album, my album. Dad, AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. Boost! How are you guys doing today? Oh my God, I have a video for you guys today. But before I get into this video, I want to say a very special thank you to AdamandEve.com, my favoritist, that's not even a word, my favoritist sponsor in the entire world. I love working with them. They are so fantastic. And if you have not checked out AdamandEve.com, or if you have, please go check out AdamandEve.com again. Perfect holiday present for yourself or your partner, if you want to, like, you know, spice up things a little bit. I always try to buy my husband, like, something practical, something very romantic, maybe a luxury item, and then something to spice it up. So, you know, that's kind of fun to do at the holiday, you know, season and all that kind of stuff too. You can give it to him, like, late on Christmas Eve and all that kind of stuff. So, with my code Peter, you get 50% off your first item plus free shipping and handling in the United States and Canada. Let's see, 20% of all of their proceeds go to the fight of HIV and AIDS around the world, which I think is fantastic. I love any kind of business that has a cause attached to it. They also have 24-hour customer service and 90-day hassle-free policy, which means if you get what you ordered and you don't like it, and you just send it back, you know, and no questions asked, no questions asked. So, and you know, I just have to say, I get so many emails from you guys and so many messages on Twitter and Instagram and stuff that you guys are like, I just want you to know that I used your code. And last time that I mentioned it in a video, so many of you put in the comment section, I just used your code, or I love your code, or whatever. So please let me know if you use my code. And hey, listen, okay? When you use my code, you make me happy, you make you happy, and you make Adam and Eve happy. And it would really, really make me happy if you used my code, especially for the upcoming holiday season. So anyway, let me know if you do. I said this before, there's like a whole Facebook group that is like talking about my code and using my code and stuff like that. It makes me so happy. So anyway, thank you AdamandEve.com for yet again sponsoring another video. Okay, so let's get into today's video. First of all, what do you think? I don't know much about clothes, but my hair looks fierce. This is what getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is my 8th video that I am filming for the day. I have filmed 3 review videos. I'm pre-filming some videos for the next couple days. 3 Peter Does Stuff videos. I vlogged this morning for almost an hour, and now, what is that? That's 7, and now this is my 8th video for the day. And I have done so many errands, and I went to Trader Joe's today. What else did I do? I went to Trader Joe's, I went to the post office and waited in line forever, and I got my pie cake in that I'm taking tomorrow. That's the dessert that I'm taking over to my cousin's house tomorrow. So I got the pie cake and it came. It's in the refrigerator. Don't try to come and steal it from my house. And tonight I am going to see The House of Gucci with our friends Melissa and Jason, and we have like a whole group of us that's going there. I think there's like 6 or 8 of us that's going. We have the whole row reserved. I'm very excited. So anyway, going to see that. Read The House of Gucci for a true crime book club, so I'm very excited to see how it's turned into a movie. I'm actually hearing that that Lady Gaga is fantastic in it, but other than that, the movie sucks. So I'm a little worried about that. All right, so I put up a Q&A, and yes, this is a Q&A, but there are some really, I skimmed through the questions, you guys. There are questions about influencers. There are questions about celebrities, okay? There are questions about me, and I am going to give you guys the raw and unedited Q&A that you have never seen before. Today, I'm going to answer the questions. Some of the questions you guys have asked over and over and over and over again. Top, bottom. Why do people always ask that question? Like, do you fantasize to be with me? Stop. Okay, so anyway, I do think it's funny that I always get that question. But anyway, I do want to address a comment that I got in a video the other day. Somebody said something to me, and I've gotten a couple questions about this. They were like, you always shout out Manny and blah, blah, blah for his lip glosses, and it's so nice. And they said something about, well, here, I'll read you the comment. And they said, I find it interesting that you're always giving Manny's makeup glowing reviews and advocating for his lip glosses, which I have his new lip glosses right here. I'm going to try in just a second. His new clear lip glosses. You got me to buy them, and yet he has never mentioned it. He must have heard the song and had loads of people tell him, I'm here because of Peter, or something as simple as thank you, Peter, or mention it would be great, and I'm always waiting for it, but he never does. Okay, so I want to say something about that because people tag me all the time, and they're like, oh, I just bought Lunar Beauty's, Manny's lip gloss. It's the best lip gloss. Thanks, Peter, for recommending it. Manny always likes those tweets, and he usually comments on it, which is very nice. I mean, he doesn't have to do that. The other thing I want to say, because Manny has affiliate codes with Lunar Beauty, and a lot of people are asking, why didn't Peter get an affiliate code? Okay, so I want to address this and be completely transparent. I was one of the first people that Manny reached out to for affiliate code. He said, I know that you love, well, I'm assuming I was one of the first people, I think he said that. So, he said, I know that you love the lip glosses, and he goes, whether you do or not, it's not going to hurt my feelings, but I just want to offer you an affiliate code that you can use for the people, for, whatever. And so I said, hey, I thank you for the opportunity. Let me think about it, and I will let you know. And so it didn't really take me long to think about it. I thought it was such a kind gesture. And, I have to say, y'all know I don't stand behind, I don't talk about products that I don't really stand behind, okay? I was joking about this in a review video of mine today. But, if I talk about a product, it's because I truly, truly believe in that product. And I truly, truly believe in Lunar Beauty's lip glosses. I have yet to be proven that there is a greater lip gloss out there, period. And I wear lip gloss, all the time, okay? In the car with my good Judy, I gift people these. I bought 5 of these because I'm going to give 2 of them, one to my cousin, and I'm going to give the other one to my friend Tanya Jean, and then I'm keeping 3 of them for myself. So I gift them to people. I just think they're so fantastic, right? So I got back to Manny and I said, hey, listen, I really appreciate it. It's such a kind gesture. I would love the opportunity to have an affiliate code. Unfortunately, I feel as a drama commentary channel, I don't want anything to stand between me and me feeling like I can be 100% honest. And hey, listen, if I need to read a fool and drag you, I need to be able to do that and not feel like there's an affiliate code. I also don't want people coming to me and saying, well, Peter took an affiliate code from Manny, therefore he's not going to ever say anything. Yes, I'm going to continue to call Manny out when he does problematic stuff. I hope he doesn't. I hope none of these people do, right? But if he does, I will call him out. But I just, I think, as for what I do, I just think an affiliate code with an influencer that I'm going to talk about in a video is probably not great. So anyway, that's just my personal opinion. If other people do it, hey, that's their business. But that's just how I feel about it. It would be hard for me to get in a video and drag someone knowing that they're writing me a check. I'm just being honest, okay? So that's just me. And I'm sure I'm stirring up all kinds of stuff by just making that comment. I don't really care what anybody else does anymore. I don't care about any of that, okay? And I'm going to say this, right? There's a lot of things I have changed my opinion about in the last year, but maybe I'll save that for another video. But I just wanted to address that because Manny did reach out to me and I thought that was really nice. Okay, so let's get into the questions on the A&E. Or the A&E, the Q&A of the A&E. That's one of my favorite television channels. Hi, this is Bill Curtis on another episode of Investigative Reports. First of all, I just want to say there were 2 questions that I got over and over and over and over and over about celebrities, okay? The first one was, what do you think of Adele's new album? And a lot of people were like, I kind of felt like it was overrated. What do you think? Okay. So I bought Adele's whole new album. Let me pull it up really quick so I know what songs I'm talking about and all that. Okay. So I bought Adele's new album here just to prove it to you. It's right here. You can see I have the whole thing. And I listened to it track after track after track. I had already heard Easy on Me. I love the music video for Easy on Me. I love the lyrics and I love the song. I think it's a fantastic song, okay? The rest of the album, I wasn't real impressed with it, okay, in all honesty. And I love Adele. I'm a huge Adele fan, right? It kind of gave me notes of old school Erykah Badu, who I am a huge fan of. And it also kind of really reminded me of Ricky Lee Jones and kind of a mix of Carole King Tapestry. And I was like, it's almost kind of like she's been listening to a lot of music that is directly influencing these songs. Some of the songs to me were, well, it was very loungy, I will say that. I was not expecting that. And when I see people on Instagram and they're crying as they walk down the street and they're like, this is what happens to me when I listen to Adele, I'm like, it's not that sad of an album. It really, I mean, in all honesty, you guys, it isn't. It's very jazzy, it's very loungy, I mean, it's what you would hear if you were sitting in kind of a lounge bar, you know? It's okay. For me, I'm where are the super hits in here? Now, I will tell you, the only 2 songs I liked on here were Easy on Me and To Be Loved. Those are like my only two favorites. And To Be Loved, I think, is the second song that she released from it. So I'm like, okay, what else? I don't know. I will tell you this, okay? That there have been several Lady Gaga songs that when they came out, like I know Born This Way was one of them that I really didn't like. And then over time, I was like, okay, like I love this song, right? So I don't know. Maybe my opinion will change about the Adele album. I just am really not that thrown out by it. The Rufus Du Sol new album too, like I have to say, my hubby husband was devastated when I said this because Rufus Du Sol, I mean, we love, right? And Treat You Better is like our song. But I listened to the new album that just came out and I was like, meh. I'm not that blown away by it, you know? In fact, I have to tell you, like, new songs that I bought lately that I really, really liked. Well, there really aren't that many. Let's see. Something that I have purchased. I mean, John Denver and the Muppets, A Christmas Together. Loved it. Big Drag Energy from RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Here it is, Rufus Du Sol, Surrender. I didn't love it, you know? And I do like to buy whole albums and listen to the whole thing. I didn't used to do that, and I do now. The other question that I got a lot, you guys, was, and I'm actually thinking about doing an entire rant video about the Kardashians. Should I? Let me know. Anyway, the next question that I got was, what do I think of Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson together? And you know, in all honesty, I don't think a whole lot about it, first of all, okay? And I think that what I think will surprise people, okay? First of all, I think that Pete Davidson is the hubba hubba, okay? Is that his name? Is it Pete Davidson? I think that's his name, isn't it? I'm probably calling the guy from Saturday Night Live. I think he is so cute. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see where somebody asked me this question because I got asked so many times. Oh, what was this? Hold on a second. Actually, I'll talk about that in a second. How do you feel about Kim and Pete? Kim and Pete, here, yeah. But nobody's saying his last name. I think it's Davidson. If it's not, correct me in the comment section below. But I think he is really, really cute. But beyond that, like, somebody that has just, like, this unbelievable sense of humor to me is so deadly hot, you know? It's just so sexy to me. I just, like, when you sit in the company of somebody that is just so hilarious, like, or that you can have a really deep intellectual conversation with, those two things to me are super, super hot. Like, hey, I mean, I'm a married man now, but before all that, if you had a sense of humor, like, if you had me, like, rolling in stitches, or, like, if I was sitting there and I was having, like, a really deep conversation where you making me think about something, that was the quickest way to get me into bed. I mean, in all honesty. Other than that, like, I mean, if you've ever seen some of his stand-up that he does on Saturday, or not stand-up, but like his skits he does on Saturday Night Live, or that he did on Saturday Night Live, they're hilarious. Kim Kardashian, I'm not wowed by Kim Kardashian. My husband has watched every episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Thank God it's over, okay? I feel like Kim Kardashian is somebody that got famous for really no reason except for like a sex tape, okay? And then used it to her advantage. Now, I do think this, that if Kim Kardashian wasn't from the famous Kardashian family, you know, that, like her dad being an attorney and all that kind of stuff in front of OJ's, and they had grown up in Hollywood, I don't think the Kardashians would have ever ended up the way that they did. But like, they're just not that interesting to me, you know? I don't know, like, I think that some of the stuff that Kim Kardashian is doing is fantastic. I wish her all the best, you know, like with her future in law and things like that. And I'm being serious, you know. But like, I've never watched like an interview. Like I watched an interview with David Letterman and I kind of saw a little bit of a different side of her. But I still was kind of like, there's not a lot of depth there. So I don't know. She must be, I mean, she's sexy, I think, you know, kind of. I don't know, like, I feel like the Kardashians have done this thing to society with like hair extensions, Birkins, clothes, all this, even houses, where it's like, this is how perfect looks. And it's like, but they're not, you know, like, not. And I don't know, they annoy me. And like I said, this is raw and unedited. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Kardashians, any of them. Okay, you know, next. So anyway, somebody said in here, let's get to, hold on a second. Let's get in here and see, questions. How did you meet Melissa and Jason? Okay, so these are like our best couple friends, Melissa and Jason. We were actually at an art gallery opening for a third friend of ours, and they were there and we were there at the same time. Then we ended up we have a friend of ours that owns several bars downtown. We went to the bar and we were sitting like in this VIP section, and Melissa and Jason were sitting right next to us. We were like leaving to go to Las Vegas in a week to go for our wedding, and Melissa and Jason got married at the Bellagio in Las Vegas, and so they knew that we were engaged, and they asked like where we were getting married, and we started talking, and it was just like kismet right away. And we were all like, and actually, that was like on a Friday night. That Saturday night, we had our bachelor party at another bar that our friend owns. It was called Sub-Zero, or Subterra. It doesn't exist anymore. It was like underground. It was really cool. And we had a friend of ours that plays drums with DJs that are friends of ours. It was really fun. We had like a joint bachelorette party. I did, didn't I? We had a joint bachelor party, and they came to it. And you know what? It's 11 years later, or 10 years later? We just celebrated 10 years, sorry. We're going on 11 years. And it is like we literally live one block from them, you guys. And that was part of kind of what was funny about it. So we've been best friends like ever since then. Okay, let's see. I said raw and unedited, and then the battery died. I can't believe it so soon. Okay, so let's get into some more of these questions. Pumpkin pie or apple pie? Oh, definitely pumpkin pie. Hold on a second. What's Mr. Alex do for a living? My husband is in marketing. Let's see. What Housewives franchise city would you like Bravo to add? I would like Bravo to add the Real Housewives of Indianapolis, and I would like to be the first house husband ever to be on a franchise of the Housewives. Or what I would like them to do is to do the Real House Husbands and just do across the country and have me in Indianapolis and somebody else in Tacoma, Washington, and somebody else, you know, in, I don't know, all over, you know, Durham, North Carolina. Is that North Carolina? I think it's North Carolina, Durham, right? Is that North Carolina? I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. Like, I think that would be fun. And I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been done yet, in all honesty. And I think people would eat it up and they would love it. How do you feel about Kim and Pete? If you feel anything at all. Okay, let's see. Do you think that Manny looks like the guy from Schitt's Creek? No, not at all. No, I don't. Okay, let's see. If you and Alex were a Starbucks drink, what would it be? Okay, so this is really interesting. So I wrote a book that came out in 2014, and it was called The Before Now and After Then, and it's a young adult love relationship, and they go to Starbucks a lot, and they actually invent a drink, and one of their names is Dusty, or one of their names is Danny, and the other one's name is Rusty, and so they have a drink, and it's called the Dusty, and that was from a long time ago. I don't know what Alex and I's drink would be. He drinks, a Trenta Black iced tea unsweetened with no water, and I've just been drinking a black coffee now, so I guess mix the two. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? That'd be sour and bitter, which I guess is, no, that's not our relationship. I'm totally joking. Okay. Somebody said if you were to ever, I thought this was a really interesting question, and when I saw it, it actually made me think a lot about it. Someone said if you were to ever relapse, do you think you would tell your audience? Okay, I think the reason why I thought a lot about this question is that there's so much more that goes along with that than I think meets the eye. So I think, like, the assumption by the person asking the question is that if you were to relapse, your life would continue to go on as normal and you would have YouTube channels, a relationship, a house, and family. I don't know really what I have to do to get across to people that, like, I'm a low bottom alcoholic addict, okay? I was back in the day, and I'm sure if I picked up tomorrow, I would be. And what that means is that I drop real low, okay? Like, I mean, into the bottom low. I mean, it's bad, you guys. I mean, any stigma, any horrible thing that you can think about addicts and alcoholics, which you shouldn't, because I don't believe in stigmatization, but that stereotype fit me when I was using. So the reality is, I would just be gone from YouTube if I started using again. And you know, it's real interesting. My friend Tanya and I were talking about this the other night, because if I were like, let's say if my first 6 months or a year and I relapsed, I don't think I would be so beat down by humility that maybe I could walk back in. But I'm telling you right now, at 26, you guys, I'm like 26 years and 11 months sober, okay? If I relapsed, I hope I hope that I would make it back into the rooms of recovery. But for me to walk back in and, you know, with my tail between my legs is how I would feel. And to go back in and, you know, say hi to my friends and whatever and take a start over token and whatever. I just don't know that I could do it, you guys. I really honestly don't. And so for me, if I know this is one of the main reasons why I don't pick up. This is one of the main reasons why I stay involved in a 12-step program. This is one of the main reasons why I still have a sponsor. I do service work and I read my basic text. This is one of the reasons why I continue to go to meetings on a regular basis is because if I use, my life is over. And I think there's probably a pretty good chance that I would die. So the question is kind of a moot point. Like, I mean, I don't even know that I would be making videos anymore. I just can't even imagine a life where I'm using and making videos. Like, I can't. Everything that I have is based in the foundation of my sobriety. So I just can't even imagine using and then still having this life that I have today. Like, it doesn't fit together, if that makes sense. I think it's an interesting question, but I just don't think it would ever happen for me. Okay, let me make sure that that's not my husband saying he's standing out. Oh, he said he'd be home in 20 minutes. Okay, so let's see the next question. Let's go the first and go back. Okay, what's your favorite vegetarian dish? Lettuce. No, Impossible Burger. I'm like obsessed with the Impossible Burger. Okay, are you going to write a cozy mystery series? I think yes, said Pamela. I decided something recently about myself, and I've talked about this in my vlog actually, that I realized that I enjoy reading more than I enjoy writing. So if I write another book, I have no plans for it right now. I have halted any writing that I have been doing. You know, I don't know, we'll see. I think if anything, I probably would finish. I've been working on a memoir for the last couple years. I think I would finish that first before anything else. Okay. Do you amplify your opinions for YouTube, or do you actually feel this strongly about the drama? No, I actually just bit my side of my mouth. I actually do feel this strongly about the drama. The thing is this, okay, like in that moment, like this is what people don't understand. Like when my friend and I are in the car and we're talking about the Real Housewives, I'm like, oh my God, can you believe how horrible, I was gonna say something bad, how horrible Ramona was to Kenya on like the plane on the vacation, the Real Housewives vacation trip, you know? Like, I'm like, can you believe that? And you know, can we just talk about that for a second? Purposely calling her Portia when she knows that Kenya and Portia don't get along. I mean, it was so bad. Ramona just looked so bad. She looked like a fool on that show. If you watch the Turks and Caicos trip, like, see, I get real heated about it, right? Okay, but then Tanya gets out of the car and I'm not sitting there still like, ah! It's like in that moment when I'm talking about it, I think sometimes people misconstrue passion for anger. I'm a passionate person in anything that I'm talking about. If I'm talking about a book, and this is what I shouted out as told by Kenya the other day, because I loved that when she does her book reviews, she's like, ah, right? And I'm like the same way. I'm like, let's get heated, you know? And let's get soaking wet. Y'all remember that song from back in the day? That, oh, horrible club song. Anyway, but that's how I feel, you know, like, I feel like, let's get, you know, like, real heated talking about this stuff, and then let's leave it and move on. I think the difference is, why some people don't understand that is that there are people that are on social media 24 hours a day, you know, 365 days a year, and they're just obsessed with Twitter and Twitter toxicity and having to have opinions and conversations, and it's like, I don't play into all that. I don't care that deeply, to be honest with you, right? But to sit on camera, and I mean, another thing is, I save it for camera. Like, that's another thing. Like, I see a lot of people have conversations on Twitter. I'm like, how about it? I save it for camera. So if you want to know what my opinion is, come over here. I'll film a video about it. I'm not going to have some long conversation on Twitter about it, because I feel like I would rather have people watch it in a video. This is what I make videos. Come over here and see my opinion about Jaclyn Hill's green gold turn. Won't it turn your skin green or whatever jewelry? I mean, Jaclyn Hill, I mean, girl, you need to retire, okay? Like, I don't even know what to say to her anymore. I try to be so fair to Jaclyn Hill. I really, really do, you know? And then it's like, I go over to her Twitter. Everybody in the world is complaining about how this jewelry, okay? That she is so excited, Jaclyn Roxanne jewelry that she's putting out. And she's so excited about it, right? And she's tested it on her family and friends and everybody in the world. And everybody comes out now and it's turning their skin green. Have you seen some of these pictures? Literally, have you seen some of these pictures? I mean, it looks dangerous. Like, I mean, in my opinion, allegedly, okay? I mean, I'm like, what is going on? I saw these pictures on Twitter, and if they are actual pictures from what this jewelry, these necklaces are doing to people's necks, I'm like, oh, that wouldn't get near my skin. End of story, right? And it's like, Jaclyn Hill, I just like, girl, okay, we gave you the benefit of the doubt years after the lipsticks. Now there's this. Like, seriously. Like, Jaclyn Hill needs to step down, and she needs to assign somebody as the CEO. I really think this is the sad thing. As I said in a video not too long ago, I think that Jaclyn Hill is, I don't know. I think Jaclyn Hill is, like, maybe she's a business genius with this new website thing she's got coming out, which I'm sure is somebody else's idea. Can I retract that statement, please? I'll take a dare instead of a truth on that one. I want to retract that statement. Okay, Jaclyn Hill is no business genius, okay? Jaclyn Hill needs to retire. She needs to retire. Jaclyn Hill has had so many botched launches. She's had so many serious issues that have really happened with the products that she's released that anybody else, their business would be out of business. But because Jaclyn Hill, it's Jaclyn Hill, and people still watch her. I know she doesn't want to make videos on YouTube anymore. I don't know what to tell her, girl. I don't know. Write children's books or something. I mean, I really don't know what to tell her, okay? But she's nobody's CEO, and it's time for her to step down. Because the reality is, this is becoming... It's a bigger issue than just, I have a jewelry line and people are saying it's turning my skin green, okay? We're talking about some serious, like, allegations with this stuff, you know? And I'm like, girl, like, you can't just... And then I looked at her Twitter, and she's just trying to be all relatable again. And I'm like, this formula doesn't work anymore. See, because you said you wanted to be a CEO. You said you wanted to be a boss lady and all this kind of stuff, right? Well, this isn't how a boss lady acts. A boss lady addresses the issues in a video and in a Twitter, whatever statement, if that's the least that you can do, okay? And by the way, I thought we learned this lesson with the lipstick. So let's bring the lipsticks back up if they are applicable to what's going on. And they are applicable to what's going on because she is not addressing the necklaces and the jewelry causing people's skin to be green, okay? Other than little statements being put out. No. You need to get in a video. You don't know what to make a video about? Get in a video and address this, okay? This was the problem with the lipsticks. You waited too long. And here we are again. And she hasn't learned anything, okay? This is my issue. And, I was thinking about this the other day. Somebody was like dragging commentary channels or drama channels in the comment section, and I was like, ooh, wait a second, okay? One of the reasons why we came around to begin with was to inform people of what was going on, okay, out there in the world. Now, I don't know about you, and I didn't buy them. I didn't buy those necklaces, okay? I didn't buy them for my sister that I don't have, and I sure wouldn't, okay? And thank God I didn't buy them for my best friend or my cousin Caroline, okay? Because I don't want their skin turning green. But if you did, if you supported it, and you support Jaclyn Hill, don't you feel like you deserve an answer? And oh, wait, did you buy her lipsticks too? And she didn't learn anything from that, and you're going to continue to support her business? How does she have a business that operates? That's beyond me. This isn't even a question on here. Ow, poke my eye out. How did I even get into this? Okay. Somebody said, how do you feel about what happened at Astro World? Just devastated. It is so sad and scary to me. And, as somebody that goes to music festivals, I cannot even imagine. I can't even imagine. And I talked about this, I think it was in my vlog. And this battery is like at the halfway mark too. What's going on today? And I actually put my brand new battery in a charger today. I don't know which battery it is, but, I was talking about this in a vlog that I think it was like the second year that we went to Ultra in Miami, and we were leaving, and like everybody was chanting that song by 7 Army Nation. Do you guys know the song I'm talking about? I could look it up, but I'm not going to. And I'm not the tallest person in the room. I'm not short by any means, so I'm like 5'10" and a half. But there were people that were a lot taller than me, and we're like shuffling out. And it's like all of these people are trying to get through this like gate that's right here, right? And I'm like holding onto my husband's hand so hard because I was like, don't lose me. And because he's taller than me, he's like 6'1". And I was like, I don't know, I got very nervous. I got like panicky in that situation. I cannot even imagine a situation like this. You multiply that by 100, okay? I just have to think, I don't know. It breaks my heart. It absolutely breaks my heart. Okay, let's see. How does Pete Davidson get all the ladies? Because he's hilarious and he's sexy. And who knows what he's packing? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, okay? You don't know. What's the one thing you miss since becoming a vegetarian? I don't really miss a whole lot. I will tell you what's weird is the last time that I was a vegetarian for like 2 years or something. I don't know. And I really missed chicken fingers. And then I ate them and it was like, whatever. The one thing I did kind of miss for a while was when we would go to steakhouses and eat like for friends' birthdays and stuff. Like I was like, oh God, a steak sounds really good. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like the ship has kind of sailed with me on ever wanting to go back and eat meat products. Like I don't really miss it a whole lot. I don't at all. Kim K and Pete Davidson. I'd say a strange combo. Kim K and Pete Davidson. Okay, let's see. Beth said, I love your sassy unfiltered rant videos. Did that video show us the real you or played up? Oh, the last one. That was the real me. They're all kind of the real me to some degree. You know, I mean, the rant videos are. Okay. Let's see. I know you don't want tattoos, but if you got one, what would you get? I used to say I wanted a cardinal feather on the back of my neck for my mom, and then, because that was like our sign, and then I also said that I wanted something that my mom wrote right here and something that my dad wrote right here. That's probably what I would do, but I don't plan on getting tattoos at any time stuff. Will you post daily on Peter review stuff? Please! I have been. Oh my God. And when I started that channel, I said I'm not going to post over here daily. And I've been posting pretty daily. Will you buy Jeffrey's pet toys for your dogs? I think not. I think not. I think it's a cute concept, but no, thank you. I don't support Jeffree Star in anything he does. Do I need to say that louder for you guys? Do I need to not have a smile on my face so that some of you understand that out there? Some of you Jeffree Star stans and fans. Somebody asked me what's the difference between a Jeffree Star fan or Jeffree Star stan. Nothing, baby. But let me say it again for you. No, I won't be doing anything that is supporting Jeffree Star's finances in any way whatsoever, nor will I do anything that will support Jeffree Star as a person. Does that help? Okay, we've clarified that. All right, there's the dog, the neighbor dog. Okay, which canceled YouTuber do you kind of miss? I feel like all the YouTubers that are canceled are still around. I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't believe that there's anything in cancel culture whatsoever, believe in anything like that. Would you ever do a meet and greet? Sure, I'd do a meet and greet. Okay. No question, but thank you for the cameo my new husband had you do for me in late October, said Tana. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Not sure if Gabby has continued her series. I'm not sure either, but she hasn't. If not, do you think she is waiting for Alex to finish his, Alex James? No, I don't think she is. I don't think she really cares what anybody says. I think there really wasn't a 12-part series, and I think she's a liar straight from the pit of hell. And, you know, I'm still waiting for Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna told me, like, I'm going to say this every 3 months so people don't forget this, okay? Gabby Hanna on the phone, in person, told me that when Shane Dawson met Jeffree Star, prior to him doing the series, okay, called her up on the phone and said that Shane told her that Jeffree Star still uses racist language. Is that true? Did Shane Dawson do this whole series and financially benefit off of this huge palette thing? People are like, why is this that big of a deal to you? Okay, hold on a second. First of all, the reason why Gabby Hanna told me was because she was upset. Because Shane Dawson, who she considered one of her closest friends, had done a video finding Andrew, his filmmaker, or his videographer, a date. And it was called Finding My Videographer or Filmmaker a Date, or something like that, when Andrew was Gabby's ex. So Gabby was telling me because she was upset with Shane for doing the video. I just want to make that clear so people understand, okay? Do I think that this is true? Yes. Gabby Hanna told me a lot of things on the phone that night that have proven to be true, okay? About other YouTubers, about sponsors, and whatever. There's a lot that Gabby Hanna lies about and doesn't get right, but a lot of what she told me, I don't think she would have said something to me on that serious a level, okay? And she has never addressed it since. Address it. I'm waiting to hear what she has to say about it, okay? Either say, no, I lied to Peter Monn and there was no truth to that whatsoever, or say, yes, it's 100% true. Shane Dawson addressed it. Because here's my issue with it, okay? Is that if that is true, and Shane Dawson knew that this huge issue that people have with Jeffree Star is him using racist language, that he is continuing to do that, and Shane Dawson heard that with his own 2 ears, and then went on to go do a video series that sainted Jeffree Star, allowed Jeffree Star to make a mass amount of money, and also allowed he and Ryland, Shane and Ryland, to make a lot of money, okay, at the expense of leaving out that truth. But everybody at the time was like, Shane Dawson is the golden child of YouTube. No, the video that Shane Dawson should have put out is, Jeffree Star is lying to all of you and really still does use that language. And we're not going to do a series together, and we're not going to do a palette because I can't support that. That should have been the video that he would have put out, right? And the other thing is, with Shane Dawson's history, if there is truth to that, I think that that makes it a little bit more relevant, that it's not just jokes from the past. It's things that Shane Dawson is still co-signing today. That's my issue with it. And you know, people are like, why is it that big of a deal to you? Why isn't it that big of a deal to you, is my question, okay? Like, that's a pretty big deal, you know? And I said this the other day in a video, and I said, you know, if some of these things that Shane Dawson had done, other, you know, or other people out there, like, people would lose their careers in Hollywood. And I got comments where people were like, no, they wouldn't. What are you talking about? Are you serious? What world do you live in? Do you watch the news? Do you not see people that completely lose their careers over things that they have said? Or, I mean, and they, like, there are people that step down from executive and CEO positions all the time, you know? So anyway, let's get on to more questions. There you go. As a recovering addict, is it hard to live with a spouse that drinks? No, not really. Actually, Alex is home this weekend. Like, he's off for like 4 days. So maybe we'll do a video together about that. If you guys would like that, put that in the comment section below. So Buggle Toes said, are you the top or bottom? I can never guess. Well, Buggle Toes, I'm not really sure why you would need to guess that. And I do want to make this statement before I say this, that I think it's an interesting question that you would ask a married man, okay? Like, I always kind of wonder when people ask that. I feel like in our society, people think it's appropriate to ask gay men if they're a top or a bottom. Are you a pitcher, a catcher, and whatever, okay? And not to say that gay men ourselves don't wonder that about other gay men, because we do. And I'm just going to demystify this whole thing for you once and for all, because I'm so tired of this conversation. Okay? And I feel like it is such a clickbait title on YouTube. You'll see somebody say, how big is my... And that's the thumbnail, okay? When, you know, whatever, you're lying in a video anyway, okay? You're sitting there saying 10 inches and we know it's 4. Quit lying about it, okay? Or they'll say, top or bottom, and then they'll say, I don't know, and then they, like, bleep that part out, okay? So here's my question, number one. Why would you ask somebody that's in a relationship or somebody that is married that question? It's inappropriate to ask that question. I'm just going to say that, okay? You wouldn't ask your mom or dad, hey, mom, do you like to give dad head? I mean, you just wouldn't ask that question, okay? It's just like you wouldn't ask that question. And I just want to make this very, very clear, okay? My best friend of 24 plus years, she and I think there haven't been many days we haven't talked. You know, we have had many extensive conversations. In 24 and plus years, we have talked about, you know, the making love and whatever. There's a difference between making love and doing the effing, you know? But, like, I have never needed to know, and nor has she with me and my partners, specific situations that have happened. Like, and we're still great friends. And I've never needed to know that about her, and she's never needed to know that about me, right? So I think it really enters the fantasy realm. The other thing I was thinking about with this question, why I want to talk about it, because I do think it's an important topic to talk about, is because really what we're asking, I think, either it's because you want to know, you want to imagine what that person's like in that scenario, okay? Like in a sensual scenario. You want to visualize, like, are they, you know, what are they doing in that situation, okay? So you're either fetishizing them or you're fantasizing them. Or number two, okay, what we're doing with gay couples is that we are gender stereotyping them, okay? Which means that if somebody is a bottom, supposedly, based on the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, that they are more feminine. They're more of the woman role in the relationship, okay? Or if they're a top, then they're more masculine, right? Because I really, like, it drives me crazy when, first of all, I don't know how anybody has been out in relationships for 10 years and they haven't tried a little bit of everything. I just don't understand that personally, okay? But, like, it just, sometimes, like, I'll meet people and they'll be like, well, yeah, I only top. And I'm like, basically what you're saying is you're the most masculine person in the entire world. Okay, good for you, right? And that's great, right? But I think in 2021, you know, we know people that, and I know this is a lot of information that some people don't know, but hey, listen, I got to ask the question, and we're going to actually answer the question, okay, for once and for all. So I think, oh, I didn't even try the lip gloss. Should I try the lip gloss while I'm talking about positions? So here's the clear lip gloss from Manny MUA. Hey Manny, are you a top or a bottom? Why don't influencers answer those questions? Okay. Okay, puss, I'll answer the question. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, I like that. It's all white too, which I really like that. Okay, so here's the thing, right? In 2021, there are very masculine men that like to bottom. There are very effeminate men that like to top. There's a lot of in-betweens, okay? I just feel like on the scale of gay men, and I'm just talking about gay men specifically within the LGBTQIA plus spectrum, like, you know, there's so many of everything anymore. Find what you like, okay? As for me and who I have been on this planet, I've been a top at times. I've been a bottom at times. I've enjoyed all of it, okay? Sometimes I haven't. I'm just gonna say there's been some situations, both as a top and as a bottom, where I'm like, that ain't it. I'm sorry, okay? Hey, it was nice meeting you. Won't see you again. You know what I mean? In my relationship with my husband, I am more of a top. And I don't know why that is so fascinating or interesting to people, or why people need to really, really figure it out, but that's the score right there. And I hope that he isn't pissed about me telling you, but I don't think that he really will be, because I don't think that it really matters. And I think it's like, hey, so I was literally at the end of that comment, and Alex just came to the door and he said, can I come in? And I said, sure. So anyway, I actually asked Alex, I said, you know, like, do you have a problem with me talking about this? He was like, no. And I said, well, what do you think about that? And he said, I would say, well, would you ask your parents those same questions? And I said, I already said that. And then he goes, well, then I would probably say, you tell me what you are first. So anyway, it's just, who cares, right? Like, is it really that big of a deal? It doesn't, this is the thing, is it doesn't define anything about us. And I think that that's the thing that is important for people to know, you know, like, do what you enjoy. And I also think that there are such bigger questions that we could be asking each other, you know, that define who we are as people other than that. The thing is that every time I watch these Q&As, specifically with gay men on YouTube, it's like they always like skirt around the issue, and they always like act like it's this big deal. And I'm like, why are we so embarrassed and ashamed to do this, you know? 90% of you will put it on your Grindr profile. You don't have a problem with that, you know, but like, ooh, when it comes to a YouTube video, you don't want to talk about it. So it's like, and I've never been on those apps. So if you ever see me on, listen, I got a button on my Instagram that says fakes, and you can go over there and see all those fake accounts people have made for me. So if you ever see me on a dating app, it's not me, okay? I've never been on one of those dating apps in my entire life. So, all right, let's go on to the next question. Will you talk about your experiences in jail and other stints in rehab? You've never said a word about either, ever. Well, actually, I've spoken at length about both of those many times on my vlog. So I would suggest to you that you go watch my vlog. I don't even really know where to start about that. If you want me to do an entire video talking about, you know, being incarcerated for substance-related stuff, or my fraud charges for using a fake ID, and I got arrested on my fake ID, or my different times being in rehab, I'm more than willing to talk about that if that will help people. So just please let me know in the comment section below, and that's, like, I will talk about that at length. But, I mean, here's my thing is, like, if you watch my vlog every single day, so I vlog every day for, like, an hour, I have talked about a lot of those stories, like, at length. I came out of a blackout. The last time that I was in jail, I came out of a blackout in jail. And like I said, I had been booked on a fake ID. I gave them my fake ID because when I used to go out to bars, I didn't ever carry my ID on me. I would always just carry my fake. And so I gave the fake to the police officer when I got booked. Y'all, I've told this story on here before because the police officer said to me, can you walk the line? And I said, walk it. I can Vogue it. So anyway, true story. And so they booked me underneath the name that was on my fake ID, which was actually a friend of mine, because back in the day what we did was we would take information in, and then we would go get our IDs with our picture on it, with their name and stuff on it, from the BMV. Don't do it, okay? It's a Class D felony. And so I gave my ID to him, so I was booked underneath that guy's name, and so nobody knew how to get me out because I wasn't booked under Peter Monn. I was booked under that person's name, which was kind of scary, you know? So anyway, that was the experience. And then I went to court with my dad. The attorney did not show up, which hello? Shoes? Which my dad was like so upset about, right? And we're standing there and the judge, he said something to me and I said, yes, sir. And he said, so in the part of this court document, it says on here that you, when asked if you could walk the sobriety line that you said, walk it, I can vogue it. Would you like to demonstrate, Mr. Monn? And my dad goes, oh, Jesus. A memory that he still loves to tell to this day. So anyway, all right, well, I'm going to finish this video here, there, everywhere. I've got a lot of other questions, so I will save those and maybe do another Q&A like a day or two down the road. I've got a lot of influencer questions on there, so let me know if you'd like to see that. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.